Tell me about a time when you were younger and you first started to learn about airbrushing.
Oh, wow. So that was kind of, I stumbled onto that. You know, I was always a painter, you know, brushes, things like that. And loved to draw and sketch, ink. A friend of mine's, his parents hired me to do a little work in their house on it. They wanted me to do up a painting in their kitchen. So I did it. It was kind of in this rock den, framed out, you know, with rocks, and like a spring morning kind of real, there's a lot of colors. Anyway, they paid me some money, and I gratefully took it. And as a bonus, they gave me this airbrush kit, and it had you know, like some colors in it and whatnot. And it was a big needle. It was like a 0.5 needle. It's like that's a wonkin' honkin' needle, you know, at least considering some of the microns and stuff. So, but it was a good beginner airbrush, and they bought me a little compressor, and so I took that and thanked them, and then ran with it, took it home, hooked it up, and I gotta say, you know, I've definitely gotten better since that day, since then, but it felt really organic and natural.
Oh yeah.
Like them immediately. I just kind of understood it. I had messed around with some of the rattle can airbrushes. They got like the CO2 can, plastic, airbrush. So I was familiar with that because I painted some flags for my division and boot camp, you know, when I was in the service. And that was pretty much the extent of it though. But it felt real natural to me, and I picked it up pretty quick. So, and you know, 2 years later, I was doing it professionally, full time. I just kind of ran with it.
What do you love about being an airbrush artist?
Probably just working for myself. You know, not riding at somebody's time card or, you know, time clock and punching in, and the 9 to 5 grind. You know, the work's got to get done, but the schedule, the freedom and the flexibility I've had, you know, it allowed me to kind of be a stay-at-home dad also. And when my kids were very young, I was kind of fresh in the game. And so I loved I was able to be a dad, you know, for my kids, and didn't have to dump them off on somebody, you know, during the day and have somebody else raising my kids for me. So that was probably my favorite, the freedom and the expression.
What is it about airbrush that makes you happy?
Wow. So, gosh, that's a long list of things that I love about it. I would say that it's kind of a dying art. We need more people to pick it up and learn how to use it. There's just too many people are relying on computer graphics and stuff. You know, there's a place for that in the art world. I believe that. And I think a lot of what they're doing is insanely cool. But we can't forget, you know, we build with our hands too. And it's a very up-close, personal relationship with the project when you're adding every layer in there, you know, by hand versus the click of a mouse. And I utilize both in my, you know, I am fluent in digital graphics and design and all the cool programs and stuff, and I use it a lot in my concepts and making templates if I need them. But the freehand aspect of it and the hands-on is where it's at for me. I find a lot of I have a lot of almost gratitude to the method.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's inner soul pleasing for me. I just get into these projects and it's almost unlimited what you can do if you understand the tools of the trade.
Right.
And all that stuff comes kind of round circle, and the digital aspect of it versus the hands-on. So it's all crafted kind of together a lot of the times. And just being really fluent in all that stuff is enjoyable to me.
VoyageDallas.com wrote in 2017, I came here with $900 between two people, and I have managed to make an art career here with little college and a lot of work, is what you wrote, this quote from you. If you can go back in time to your younger self with $900, what would you tell yourself?
I wish I knew the name of the hotel that me and my girlfriend were living out of at the time. I'd tell people to avoid that place and go somewhere else. I wish I knew the name of that place. It was in Irving, and it was a nice hotel, but it was just terrible service, and nobody there. It was weird. It was like kind of ghost, and they would refuse to give us a room of our choice when the hotel was empty. And I just would have stayed somewhere nicer probably, but didn't have the money, so I was lucky to have it. Really grateful that this city took me in and embraced me when I got here, and Dallas has been really good to me. Coming from small town USA, you know, with 5,000 people in my whole county, kind of had to move away somewhere that I'd stand a chance to even do something like this. But Dallas took me in, and customers have been good to me, and the portfolio has grown, and it is I call that a win.
What does your future look like in 5 years?
Well, I don't know if I think in 5 years I'll be doing what I'm doing now. I'm hoping to expand on the business in the aspect of I want to open up a separate airbrush business, but out of Miami. I'm hoping that maybe one day there'll be a Dallas airbrush and a Miami airbrush, and I'll work in between the two. You know, I've always have roots here. So if I go to the coast, I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a bigger ceiling, it seems. And, you know, maybe I could get through a few barriers that I've found to have here in Dallas. But I definitely am not bailing on Dallas. I'll keep that open for shipping, and for the right project, I'll still travel back and forth to do projects in Dallas. Obviously those are going to be cherry picked, but I'm open for shipping still as Dallas Airbrush, but maybe trying it out somewhere else for a little while, but trying to hold ground here where I grew up.
Right on.
Yeah.
And that's it, buddy. We're done. Thank you, sir.
Peace. It's hot in here.
Right.